that Allah deserves worship alone. He believes in Allah. Whoever does that grabs hold of the most trustworthy handhold that shall never break. That's the religion of Islam. That's the tawheed of the messengers of Allah that each and every messenger was sent with. As Allah Ta'ala has said, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. And we have sent to every nation a messenger proclaiming that you must worship Allah and you must shun Taghut. And part of the shunning of the Taghut that is required is not compatible with modernists and modern day thoughts about interfaith dialogue, at-taqarub bain al-adyan, and thinking that we are the brothers of Christians and Jews because they are people of the book, and saying these kinds of flowery things. Rather, it is to denounce the people who worship other than Allah religiously and disown them and distance oneself from them. This discussion may sound harsh to some people, but it does not include transgression. It does not include dhulm, oppressing people. It does not include violating their rights, violating their safety when they have an agreement of peaceful coexistence with us and an understanding like that. It does not include that. For you to religiously distance yourself from someone doesn't mean you're going to attack them. But you have the right to align yourself with your Muslim brothers. That's your religious right. And you have the religious right to distance yourself from ideologies and the people who carry those ideologies for the sake of your Lord and Creator. And to say, I have nothing to do with them, I am free of them. And you being free of them doesn't mean you might attack them and you might lose your temper and you might commit crimes and all of that. Those are not tied together. And the modernists wish to make them tied together. And they wish to say, if you have hatred for any person, you will attack him. If you can't come together in love with everybody, then you will be blowing yourself up at some kind of event. You will be committing a terrorist act. And that is absolutely untrue. That is absolutely untrue. Look how much the Republicans hate the Democrats. And they don't apply that to each other. Look how much the political people on different sides of the aisle hate each other truly. And they cannot come even together to discuss things. They hate each other with a level of disgust that you haven't seen in America until these recent times, subhanAllah. Yet, they don't say that our stances require us to attack people and transgress and all of that. So why then, religiously, do they believe that any religious hatred, disavowalment, disassociation, that these ideas require you to act out in violence and all of that? Because they wish to tie things together, to demonize the people of the truth, to demonize the people who hold to the religion of the messengers of Allah. And they wish to dilute the religions down to an atheistic idea, which is essentially, your religion is no different than Buddhism. Your religion is no different than Christianity. You believe in paradise, and he believes in paradise. And you believe you have a certain way you're going to get to paradise, and he believes he has a certain way he's going to get to paradise. So essentially, you're on the same thing. What a way to summarize the history of earth and the messengers and their messages and the battles they fought in a way that we just dissolve everything and everything melts and there's no religion and whatever you think is fine. Everyone just does what they want. As long as you're happy in your heart, you'll go to your paradise in your heart. Because the basis of this thinking is what? There's no religion. There's no hereafter. There's no reward. There's no punishment. It's an atheist basis to approach religion from. That's where we get all this coming together, building bridges between religions, interfaith dialogue that ends up with Muslims claiming they are the brothers of the Jews and the Christians and so on. It's that the truth is no longer identified as truth. That's the number one rule that you cannot break in such gatherings. Truth cannot be identified as truth. And you are not allowed to request the people to take the proper stance on the truth that has come with the messengers. That's the number one rule that you cannot violate in those interfaith gatherings. Be warned of them because they are deviations, subhanAllah, and they are so